I can thank you enough for the kindness you have shown to my family. Thanks to my boss, I get to take some time off next week. Thanks to Michelle, I had to stay at work until late to finish up the project she didn't complete. That's very kind of you, but I already have plans tonight. It's my pleasure to spend the day with you. I couldn't be happier with my job. I couldn't be happier about the beautiful weather. You are more than welcome to ask questions. I'm very much obliged to you. I'm anxious about my grandfather's poor health. I'm concerned that your grades have been falling. It's overwhelming to witness this historical event. I'm sorry to hear about your father's passing. I apologize for the way I treated you. I'm sick of all this rain. I'm frustrated with you. I'm so ashamed of myself for lying to my parents. I'm embarrassed to say I love you. Sorry to say this, but this steak tastes terrible. What's worse is that I even have to pay a fine. I'm sure she will agree. I'm not sure if I did the right thing. I have doubts about her ability. I'm suspicious about his background. I need to check if I'm free that day. It's hard to believe he's 40. There's a good chance I'll be in Europe this summer. I'm not wealthy enough to afford that car. Is the task too much for you? It's too much like gambling. She takes materialism too far. Don't go too far with overmuch concern. He's always been quite rude, but this time he's gone too far. These records are available to anyone who wishes to see them. I'm addicted to the internet. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to work on weekends. I feel grateful for my family. I feel grateful that my parents are healthy. I feel like a snack right now. I feel better knowing that all of my hard work wasn't in vain. Feel free to make any suggestions. It takes a while to put my baby to sleep. I take after my mother more than my father. I tried to take it back, but the business had closed down. Many students take their parents' support for granted. I have to take off for the airport. I have to take off for my next class. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm looking into starting my own business. Let me look into the problem. I want to look up her contact information. I look up to his character. It's getting quite exciting. I don't get it. I don't get what you mean. I have to get to the theater by 8. Get a hold of yourself and tell me what happened. I try to get the most out of the conference by taking notes. It seems like a waste of time. He seems easygoing, but not everyone thinks so. I can't seem to concentrate. There seems no reason to blame him. I'm going to let him answer this call. I'll let him know what he should bring. Let me know whether or not you like the idea. What do you say we go out to eat? What do you mean by the comment? What comes with the prize? What kind of food do you like? What's the difference between these two dishes? What's the difference in terms of total cost of the two products? When are you expecting your baby? When should I expect my tax return? When was the last time you called your parents? Where's a good place that we've never been before? Why wouldn't you finish the food? If economic growth has been below trend since the global financial crisis, how is it that asset prices from US tech stocks to Sydney houses have exploded in value over the past 10 years? How is that relevant? How long has it been since you began acting? How do you like living in Seoul? How do you like my new haircut? Whereabouts do you live? How come you are so angry today? Who do you think is responsible for the accident? Who do you think will be elected as the next president? Which of these photos do you like better? I was wondering if there is anything more I can do. I don't know if she's lying. If you don't mind, could you finish this report right away? If there's anything bothering you, please tell me. If you ask me, the new movie is overrated. I'll ask my boss if I can have Monday off. If it's not too much trouble, I have one more question. Would it be possible to get there by bus? Help me up, will you? Is there anyone who disagrees? There's no need to be perfect. There's no use whining about it. I had no choice but to quit my job. There's no excuse for being late to such an important meeting. I would by no means betray a friend. No offense, but I think you are wrong. No offense, but your sweater and pants clash. I never meant to cause you any trouble. I never leave home without locking the door. It's nothing but fun and games. Nothing can be achieved without effort. I have nothing to do with the matter. You have nothing to fear. I'm not in favor of the new law. It's not necessary to please everyone. Not everyone likes the new professor. I don't care about your past. I don't believe we've met before. I don't like the way this dress fits. I can't stand going to crowded places. I couldn't bear the heat any longer, so I took a cold shower. I couldn't care less about what it says. I don't mean to be rude, but please mind your own business. I'm not going to bother to answer the phone. I'm not going to bother to exercise. I never lose any weight. The last thing I need is another pair of shoes. I seldom get sick. I seldom drink coffee at night. I'd rather die than apologize. I fail to see the humor in this situation. I've always been opposed to mandatory military service. I'm fed up with working overtime every night. I'll do anything but scrub the toilet. What bothers me most about this location is its lack of parks. And there's something about the old house that scares me. Don't be late for the appointment. Don't make me upset on such a hot day. You are not allowed to smoke in this building. You are not supposed to jaywalk. You are not supposed to treat animals that way. I couldn't keep myself from cycling when I watched the sad movie. Don't hesitate to ask a lot of questions. I could never pretend to be something I'm not. I can't believe it's already Friday. The food couldn't be better. I couldn't agree more with your decision. I couldn't help buying a new computer. Can you make time for dinner? I can't walk, let alone run. I can't help but laugh out loud. I can't help it if I'm short. I might as well keep trying. I thought I might pay him a visit. I thought I might stay home tonight. There may not be another chance. There may be a chance that the baby will arrive early. This may be the last chance to prove himself. I may have left it at home. I may have forgotten how to ride a bicycle. May I help you find your shit? I think I should go to the hospital. What should I read next? I should have studied harder. I never should have accepted the offer. I shouldn't have bought those jeans. Maybe I should find a new roommate. Would you mind if I sat here? I wish you wouldn't smoke. You wouldn't believe what happened last night. I would rather stay here than go out in the cold. It wouldn't hurt to be friendly. It wouldn't kill you to be nice to Dylan. It won't be long before they got married. You won't believe it's not real meat. I've got to study for the quiz. We've got to get on with the project. We've got to get on with the project. I really must go now. I don't smoke anymore, but I used to be a chain smoker. I'm not used to speaking in Spanish. You'd better finish the bread before it gets stale. You'd be better off taking the train instead of driving. Take my word for it. It's the best Korean restaurant in LA. I'm not cut out for teaching. I wasn't born to sing. I've come down with the flu. I'd like to point out the main problem. I'm known for being punctual. I'm bound to make a mistake. I ended up getting a minor operation. It depends on how you view this issue. These shoes go well with your dress. I'm having trouble with the instruction. I'm in charge of the children. It's out of the question for us to start over again. I have a hunch that it will snow this afternoon. The bottom line is that exercise is a key to good health. She has a way with animals. It's just a matter of time before she leaves. I need to get my hands on today's newspaper. My friends love skiing, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm in the mood to go for a walk. I'm getting the hang of using a smartphone. I'm having the most wonderful time at the festival. The thing is, he's not a very reliable employee. I have mixed feelings about my new shoes. I'm itching to read this book. I'm fond of traveling to exotic places. I'm not familiar with how the process works. Christmas is just around the corner. Let's put it aside for the time being. It's as clear as day that he'll win the game. I was under the impression that you were busy. As I said before, I never eat meat. As far as I know, the deadline is tomorrow. While this may be true, it doesn't mean that it is fair. I'm with you on that, but it's too early to decide. Now that it's fixed, she'll use it again. Once you leave, it will be difficult to return. In case she calls, please leave me a memo. Even though she's quiet, she's friendly. By the time you get home, dinner will be ready. It was so cheap that I had to buy it. It's true that the media is heavily biased. It's no wonder that she's annoyed. It goes without saying that family is my top priority. It's a good chance to try something new. It's about time that the parcel arrived. Jack Ma is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Asia. It's the most expensive ring I've ever won. The best way to relieve stress is to sleep well. It's not as effective as it once was. The virus is more severe than I thought. I know better than to argue with the boss. I'd be happier if the gym wasn't so far away. If I were you, I'd try again. I wish I could say the same about our university. I wish there was some way to say no. If you happen to come across my classes, give me a call. It just occurred to me that our project is due this afternoon. Make sure to buy the right size. What I'm saying is that the details are not important. All I know is that the event is on the 31st. I was hoping that we could go on a date. I agree with everything he's saying. He's such a serious person. I owe it all to you. That explains why he looks thrilled. That explains why the show got cancelled. That explains why the show got cancelled. I meant to call home, but I forgot. That's what I'm asking for. There's no one other than you who can fix this.